This is Bean, and as much as I love Bean, he must unfortunately die.
Kill the bean, kill the bean, kill the bean.
You see, me and my friend are making a realistic horror game. Bean as the character doesn't really promote realism, you know? Sorry, little 2 meter, I guess that's not so little guy. You all seem to like the last video I posted. Whoa. Whoa. Looks like you all love the last video I posted. So now I'm rushing to get more videos out for you all. Now, for a realistic game, we need a realistic character. And it isn't all that simple. There are different levels of realism you can go for. For example, the FPS controller. We have the no body and floating arms because you won't see anything else, so it doesn't matter character. This looks good in games and is reasonably unnoticeable to the player. But I want a certain level of oomph to it, you know? Like, you could just add legs and it just brings more realism to the character. You feel? So I made a checklist of things that I would need to bring full realism to this character. So right now, I want to implement this checklist in a way that I can modify it later, easily, to get what I want. For example, like adding a realistic body or a realistic mesh to the player. Getting started, I created a new scene and set it up to look nice with some post-processing. Too bright, too bright! I also added a new skybox as I was getting bored of the generic one that I always use. And if I feel good, I work good. So we can check off that cool scene. You might be saying, hey, that's number 8, not 1. And to that, Mr. OCD friend, you're welcome. Hey, I never said I would do them in order. On a side note, you're probably wondering where my dear bass-boosted friend Banana Bread is.
Hi.
Well, he's had some family over for the past while and hasn't really been able to work. So, I'm picking up on his slack.
Bro, I have been. I made a lever. Come on. And a plug. Yeah, and a plug. Oh, alright, listen here. During this time where I was, basically a little bit busy with the family and stuff, when I had time for myself, I was trying to model out stuff because someone here who's supposed to be doing the modeling switched over and gave himself a new role. Ooh, go figure. So I had to learn how to use Blender, right? For example, with the lever, I was thinking, what kind of levers exist? There's loads of different games that have loads of different kinds of levers that look different, and I basically based myself off I think it was Dead by Daylight.
Bro based it off the one game I said I hated. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And, I think it came out not too bad, right? I mean, for a first model, it's pretty nice. I had these, the wall plug, the wall socket, and then I had the lever. They're linked to the interact script, which is awesome. Once they're all activated, this door opens. Very easy, very basic. The hardest part was 100% using Blender. And that's basically everything for me. And back to you, Rabbi.
My bad. Continue your thing, Mr. Lazy. So where was I? Yes. With the scene set up, I imported our bean guy here and yoinked off his flesh for the body I found off Mixamo. Let's see. In play mode, I can see my body, and I'm not a bean. Let's go. Check those off real quick. Now, when I try to move around a bit, you can see we have a little problem. Now T-pose to assert dominance. If you do this with your friend, I'm pretty sure they'll see you as an alpha and not weird at all. Yeah. So, let's set up some animations. I commandeered a locomotion pack I found off Mixamo. So let's just use that. And well, it's a bit too snappy. The animations just kind of switch instantly. This is an easy fix though. I just used a blend tree. Easy. Yeah. And a script that controls 2 velocities and moves them up over time. You can see when using the velocity, it slowly builds up to the animation. Like when walking, it slowly speeds up to running when holding shift and back down. Alright, check that off the list. Think fast! I have just now realized we haven't talked about the direction this game is going in. There are things I want to keep secret for a reveal and for shock and awe. The gist of it is, you're a person in a mall. The doors get locked on you. You realize you're stuck. The lights go out. You pull your phone out and turn on the flashlight. The battery is low. You check the nearest light switch and realize it doesn't work. Well, now you have to go turn on the power. You're not alone.
That was good.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Don't, but we'll definitely release more info as we develop. So I might suggest subscribing. Maybe. You don't have to, but please. Okay. Back to the last 3 things we need. We just completed the basic movement animations. This is great. You can still see there are some problems. The head doesn't follow where the player is looking. And I also want to physically interact with the environment. Like that key. I want to pick that up and put it in the backpack. physically, or even interact with the environment as you walk around. Imagine touching a wall when you are close to it. It would look so sick. For these things, we need to procedurally animate the character. And this seems difficult, but it's actually fairly simple. Unity has the animation rigging package that we can use. And what does this package provide you with? Well, it's a bunch of pre-made IK constraints, or inverse kinematic constraints. These constraints allow you to override existing animation if you set it up with your rig. In short, I can use this constraint to lock my head to look at a specific target, and I can place that target in front of my head. Now the head follows where I look. Awesome. We should probably go about picking up stuff now. In other games, when you pick something up, the player just kind of reaches out and the item disappears or it pops into your hand. And right now we have a system in place where when I pick up this key, it shows up in my inventory instantly. Though, I would want it to be more interactive, to have the player reach out and grab the object. This is where animation rigging comes into play. I can add a base pickup animation that is close enough to what I want. Then I can add the IK arm to the player, and you can see the hand follows wherever I put this target. I can also control how much I want the hand to follow this target using the weight. So, if I place the target where the object is with code, then I can up the weight as the animation plays, and I can get the hand to reach onto the object. I can then finally parent the object to the hand and play the rest of the animation. After the animation is over, I can just delete the object in hand, and it looks like it went into the inventory.
I'm on a roll, baby.
For the last one, I got it semi-working. Hear me out a sec. I have created... Okay. I stole a state machine from a YouTuber, I Heart Game Dev. I'm also following how he is physically interacting with the environment, but his tutorial kind of ends a little unfinished. We'll see when his next one comes out because his code is light years cleaner than mine. For now, I'm gonna have to find a jank way to fix this. What I have so far is the player gets the distance from his IK rigs to the wall, and we also get the closest point from the player to the wall. Then, it sets the target of the player's hand to the closest point. The problem is, two things. We need it to reset the hand after leaving the wall, and also set the weight up and down based off the distance of the wall. I have a few ways to go about this, though I'm gonna leave this half finished. It's definitely not because I ran out of time for this video.
Well, look who's lazy now, huh?